Hey, hi, in this video I will show you how we can deploy a sample workload to AWS EKS cluster using kubectl. Okay, so as you can see in the screen, so I have the kubectl been installed in this in my laptop. So these are the prerequisites which are I'm explaining right now. So we need to have your system installed with the kubectl. If you don't know, please explore it and get it installed so that you can follow the demo. Yeah. And also you need to have an AWS account where you can create an EKS cluster, and also can publish an workload. That is, publish an example application to that AKS cluster. Yeah, EKS cluster. Yeah. So with that note, let's directly jump to this demo. So here, so I'm using the PowerShell to do the all the required jobs, whereas you can use the CMD as well. Okay, so let's first log into our AWS account with using command called AWS configure. Yeah. So now once the login is successful, then we will start our demo. Yeah. So here I'm using the default access key and the access secret and the reason and the output. Okay, so I'm choosing the default only, whereas you can choose according to your requirement. Yeah. So now the next requirement is yeah, here we need to have an EKS cluster. Okay, so this demo is only focuses on how you can publish an example application to your EKS cluster. Okay, let's say that you have already spin up an EKS cluster in the AWS account. If you don't, please do watch my previous video where I have explained around the how you can spin up an EKS cluster in the AWS account. Yeah. So as part of this demo, I have pre-created an EKS cluster. So in that EKS cluster, I will be publishing an example application using kubectl commands. Okay. So what I do is, so let me show you that the EKS cluster is already been created now. So let's go to the next demo. So here the prerequisites is EKS cluster should be running. Yeah. So let me show you that my EKS cluster is already been running. To save the time for this demo, I have just already created the EKS cluster. So this is the command which creates an EKS cluster. Yeah. So I have explained cleanly in detail in my previous videos. I would recommend you to please do watch my videos so that you will understand what how this EKS cluster is going to be created. Here you go. It says that the EKS cluster, right? It's already running. Yeah. So it says that's the reason it's failing here. So let me show you that EKS cluster in my um, yeah. So let me show you the EKS cluster which is running here. So let me go to the EKS pane, and here you go. My EKS cluster is active now. Okay, so that has been created by using the this command. Now we are proceeding to the next steps. Okay, so to make my running steps easy, what I have done is I have documented the required commandlets in this JSON format or in this notepad so that I can walk you through the all the steps needed to this demo. Yeah. So here what I'm doing is I'm deploying. I have an EKS cluster. In that EKS cluster, I will be deploying an Nginx application to it. Yeah. So here, first of all, we need to create a namespace. Okay, I have already created, but let me try to create it again. I would think that it will throw an error. So let me create a namespace again. So this is the namespace I'm creating. It says that the namespace is already exist. Okay, because I have already created. Because we need to have a namespace created, then only you can start the deployment. Yeah. So that's the main motive here. So first we will create a Kubernetes namespace using the command kubectl create namespace. Yeah. And after that, what I do is we directly jump to the deploying your Kubernetes service or Kubernetes application using this command, that is kubectl apply hyphen f, then your YAML file. Okay, the YAML file is the file which contains the every definition. Okay, every specific definitions about your applications. Okay, so let me take you to that service hyphen sample hyphen service.yaml file. So here it contains two specifications. Okay, one is I will be creating an application, I will be creating a service, I will be creating a service, first one. Yeah, so where the services name is something like my service, and the namespace is my namespace which I have created one, and the ports. Okay, I'm just exposing to port 80, but whereas I would again recommend you to use the 443. For this demo I'm just targeting it to port 80. Yeah. So this is the my service definition in this YAML file. So now let me go to the next one, next kind. So next kind is I'm doing a deployment. So nothing but I'm just publishing an public image, that is public Nginx image to the my EKS cluster. Okay, so here Kind is again deployment metadata. So metadata is nothing but the name of my deployment and the where actually the deployment is happening to which namespace. Okay, this is the namespace and the app label. Okay, so this is my label, nothing but tag, that is my app. Yeah. Then the replication. Okay, the replication I'm choosing equal to 3. Okay, under the selection selector blocks. Okay, under the selector blocks I'm using the match labels equal to my app and the template. Okay, then in the template, yeah, so under the template, so we are defining the metadata, that is the label, and inside this specifications, we are defining the under the affinity node affinity. Yeah, so where keyword is beta.kubernetes.io and operator is equal to n and value is nothing but AMD 64 or ARM 64. Yeah. Okay. So next one, the in the container. Okay, I'm defining the container specifications. That is name, I'm just giving it as nginx. Whereas the image, okay, so if you see the image is, this is the image which I'm using, nothing but this is a public available image where the nginx application is already been hosted. I'm using that nginx application to spin up my container. Yeah. Okay, so this is all about this sample hyphen service.yaml file. Let's go to the next command and then run it. Okay, so this is the command as I explained. So this is the command which will run the actually which will publish the image to the EKS cluster, nothing but publish an image to the a container where your applications will be running. Yeah. So let me apply that. It's already been applied to this EKS cluster. It will take minimum time. Yeah. So here it says that service is unchanged and the deployment is unchanged because I'm using the same. Okay, I have already ran these commandlets, so henceforth it is showing here it as a unchanged, nothing but the it will remain same as usual. Okay. Now, so that's nothing but I have successfully published my application. Nothing but this specification based application is already been published to the EKS cluster, and my containers are running now. Yeah. So now let's get the information about my namespace. Okay. So how you can do it? You can do this using this command. Okay. So it is cube get all and the get all details about my namespace. Okay, so let me run this command. So it will give us the complete detail about my namespace. Yeah, my EKS namespace. Yeah. Okay, it is taking some time. So and after that, I will show you that how you can retrieve the details about your services as well. Okay, then finally, I will show you that the application is been running. Yeah. So yeah. So let's go to the next one. So here you go. So it has retrieved the complete data about my namespace, nothing but my container. Yeah. So this part, okay, nothing but namespace is nothing but a container, you can say as it one deployment. Yeah, that's nothing but one deployment. Yeah. So this deployment contains these many pods. Okay, it has 3 pods. If you see, these are the pod host names, so they're nothing but they are the pod names. Yeah. And these are a running state and running since 41 minutes. Yeah. And after that the service. Okay, the service is again, so this is my service detail. So here this is my service is the name of the service and type is it's a load balancer. This is the internal IP and the external IP, nothing but external LB, that is FQDN is nothing but this one, and it is been exposed to port 800. Yeah. Port 80. Yeah, that is TCP port. Yeah, HTTP TCP port. Okay. And then the next information tells about my deployment. Okay, this is tells about the deployment. If you see the deployment.apps, nothing but our deployment. So there are three up to date is 3 and available is 3. Okay, the age is 41. Yeah. And this is, and the next one is the replica set. Yeah, this is about our replica set definitions. Okay, so this command, okay, so remember this command kubectl get all. Kubectl get all is nothing but it will retrieve all the required informations. Okay, like it will get you the your service details, it will get you the deployment details, it will get you the your pod details as well. Yeah. Okay, so then the we got the information. So now let's go to the next step ahead. So where view the details about the deployment. Okay, so let's say you want to know, right, how the view the details of the deployment service. Okay, let's say you want to view the information about your deployments deployed services. Okay, so that you can do that using this command. Okay, so let me remove this, it's getting copied something else. Okay, so now I will scroll it bit down. Then let me copy this command. Okay, so it's kubectl, I mean Kubernetes is nothing but remembering the commands, okay, that is very important. So how do you remember? You remember by practice, okay. Keep doing this practice, keep doing this task, okay. At the end you become an expert, okay. So when you do a simple task in a very explained manner, you understand the basics very in detailed manner, yeah. So now I will fetch the details about the my service, and the command is kubectl, then name. N is always for your namespace name, yeah. That is my namespace. Then the describe is nothing but what you want to describe service, and what is the name of your service, that is my services, okay. So here you go, these are the specifications, these are the details are been given for your for this service, okay. That is the name, namespace, the label is my app, annotation we have not given, selector is my app again, its a type is load balancer, okay. So this is service is nothing but load balancer service, which has internal ip 10.100 something like that. And the load balancer ingress, okay, the load balancer ingress is nothing but this, yeah. Let's say from the I mean if I want to access that application from the internet, nothing but you are doing ingress task, okay. Yeah, so there are two types of tasks, that is ingress and egress. Egress is nothing but if you are querying from the host, that is egress, okay. And if you are querying outside the internet, that is nothing but ingress, okay. You are querying the service which is inbound to your container or your container services, okay. And then the endpoints, these are my endpoints, nothing but my node ip addresses, okay. So these are the node ip address, okay. Then I will show that how you can return the detail as well in the next command. And the rest is the normal as usual details, okay. So now um, let me tell you the one more command which will retrieve the nodes details. Kubectl get nodes, okay. So kubectl get nodes is nothing but it will retrieve the nodes details, okay. So here you go, yeah. So this is nothing but my node name, okay. It contains the ip, that is 192.68.18, yeah. 68.18.42.41, yeah, something from this ip addresses itself, yeah. So these are nothing but endpoints only, yeah. Okay, so that's about how you can retrieve the details about your nodes. Now let me get details about your service, how you can do it. So it's just simple. Instead of get nodes, you just type service, okay, or svc kubectl get service. So you have only one service with a name something like this, yeah. So that is nothing but cluster service, yeah. So next one, okay, so that's about the basic command. So next one, so if you don't want to go in details, okay, let's say you want to get something in a different manner, okay. Let's say you want to retrieve the service instead of getting the information about metadata about the service, you want to get the service itself, okay. Then how you can do it? You can do it using the command called kubectl, then the hyphen n, nothing but namespace, get service, and your service name, okay. So let me run this command. So it will be fetching the data about your service, okay. So as I was explaining about in the above command, that is get all, okay, kubectl get all, nothing but describe and complete getting the complete information about your namespace, okay. So here this data is been retrieved explicitly, something like this, okay. Yeah. So this is my external ip which I will be showing that the extra I mean the service is responding from the internet, yeah. And the next one, so let's go to the next command, okay. So this one I have already, so this is this command. So let me give something about this command. So this command kubectl hyphen name namespace patch service, nothing but let's say you have already published your service, but you forget to add the load balancer in the specification of the service, okay. In that case you can use this command, nothing but you are patching the service where you are adding one more feature called load balancer, okay. So this is one command which you can try out, yeah. And let's see next command. So next command is view the details of the one of the pods which has been deployed, okay. So how we can do this? So this is the command which tell you the details about your pod, okay. So here again kubectl hyphen n, okay. So before I running this command, so let me show you that my application has been running, okay. So that's a very important steps, okay. So how do you need to access the application, okay. So you need to access up the application by using the external ip, okay. So this is my external ip, I will just copy, okay. I will go to my browser and I will type https http, okay, because we have exposed port 80, yeah. And then this fqdn, okay. So let me run this fqdn. Here you go, my application, nginx application is running in the eks cluster, okay, yeah. Okay, so that's about my service. So now let me go to the next command. So I will just tell you that how you can work on the pods. Okay, how to get the details about a pod, particular pod. You can do it. Okay, so pod details will be given. So I believe that you remember. So in above command, okay, when we ran this command, that is kubectl get all and the node space. So here we got the pod details. Okay, so now let me further dig down and get more information about the pod. So how you can do that? We can do that using this command. Okay, so let me quickly do that. Okay, I have not copied, so let me copy again. So yeah, so how you can work with a pod. So this is how you need to work with the pod using kubectl. Yeah, so here what I'm doing is I'm running the command called kubectl hyphen namespace, then describe, then putting a pod, describing my what I'm describing my pod. You can describe your service, you can describe your namespace. Okay, so it is nothing but, yeah, I mean these are the same say, following the certain hierarchical semantics, I mean hierarchical syntax of your commandlet. Okay, so let me run this command so that we'll get the description about our pod. Okay, so I'm taking one of my pod here. Okay, it's a huge information. Okay, so you can go through this one. It tells about the complete information about your pod. Okay, which contains the name, IP address, okay, and the containers controlled by conditions, volumes, etc., etc. information. Okay, so this is how you can retrieve the data about your pod. Next one, let's say you want to log into your pod, okay, and also you want to run some command inside your pod. Okay, so how you can do that? You can do that using the next command. Okay, so this is the command which, okay, here what is, you will be logging to your pod and you want to run some bash command. Okay, this is a Linux pod. Okay, Linux based pod. So how you can do that? Execute. So this command does is execute a shell on one of the pod by replicating by running this command. Okay, okay, so now let's log into that pod and execute one command. Okay, so this is a command, nothing but kubectl exe, nothing but you are executing hyphen it, then you are giving the your pod name, and then you are giving the namespace names, then hyphen hyphen what kind of command you need to write. You will be writing the bash commands in the on that pod. Okay, so here you go, you are inside the pod now. Let me run a command called host name. So it should give the nothing but pod name. Yeah, so here you go, it's returning the pod. Okay, so let me write a command, let me run some basic command, that is the date. Okay, so it's returning the current date. Yeah, so now inside this pod, let's say I just want to cat some file inside that file. Yeah, inside that pod. Yeah, pad is nothing but, again, okay, it's nothing but a kind of host. Okay, a kind of Linux host, a Linux server. Yeah, so now do a cat. So here you go, so there's a file inside the that pod and in this folder structure. Okay, so let me do ls hyphen l. Okay, so there are so many files here inside that pod. Yeah, and okay, so let me do what is the project work directory basic commands. Okay, I'm currently in the root. Okay, so so there are multiple folders you can explore from yourself. Like, wow, it's nothing but, I mean, pod is nothing but it's a tiny server. Okay, so let me tell like that in a layman's term. Okay, that's it. We have okay, so now finally I conclude. So let me show you that how you can exit from the pod login. Okay, so write a command called exit, so you will coming out of your pod as well. Yeah, so that's it. We have successfully shown you that how you can deploy an application to AWS EKS cluster. Yeah, so then how you can I mean get the retrieve the information about the different properties of EKS cluster, like get the details about our, get the complete details about your namespace, which includes pod details, service details, deployment details, yeah, and other details as well. Then we have looked into like how you can log into a pod and also run a certain command. Yeah, so we have checked those three major tasks. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching our videos. Kind request, please do subscribe my channel, which will really encourage me a lot. Okay, with that note, thank you, thanks a lot.